Hey everybody, welcome to the Lund Loop Daily Update for Monday, August 24th, 2026. Take a moment to check out the official products and imposter warning. Take a moment to check out the important disclosures. What are we doing? We're just marking time today. That's what we're doing. I'm not going to be on camera today. I'm a little under the weather, so this is going to be kind of a quick one. There's not really much going on. What I want to do is I want to reverse the way we do this. Is normally we would take a look at the intraday action, and then we would go to the daily indexes. So if I look at the daily indexes here, we had this little drift down here, and we pushed off. We have an inside bar. We're right on support, or right off of support is where we went, just above the 21. This is a spot where we could move either way. It really is. I mean, I think it feels like before we would go down, we at least need to have a move up, even if it's intraday. If I look at the Qs, it's the same thing, right? We got all the way down into this area, into this gap, which we kind of filled about 3/4 of the way and then pushed up a bit. That looks like this sort of day where we might get a counter trend pop like that. Not so much on IWM. That looks very heavy, this little U-turny look here, right? Very heavy. And then finally, the Dow, which is doing better because of metals and materials and oil, all the things you really don't want to have leading the market for good alpha. So let's go back to what it looks like intraday now. This is where the problem is. Even though it kind of looks like it could pop tomorrow, if I look at the SPX, it was not able to get back above Friday's low. We closed, look at this. We just kept getting knocked down every time and closed below it. And then it's just this slow bleed that we've been in for weeks now. And yeah, it could change. We might be due for a pop, but until we see that pop, it feels like we could just drift lower. Same thing here with the Qs. This is just disturbing. We gap down, we lose yesterday or Friday's low. It looks like we're going to turn around. We're going to maybe get into a reversal day here. We get stopped here, we get stopped here, we get stopped here right at Friday's low. And then we roll over and we're not able to recapture this level. So when I look on the dailies, it looks more like, okay, we could have a pop here, at least for a day, maybe intraday, a push off of this area and then some fall through. But when I look at the intradays, it just looks so weak. And then remember, it doesn't have to do anything. We could just continue drifting, which is probably the most frustrating thing for the market. If I look at the VIX, I don't like the look of this. I liked it on Friday when it was down here. Don't like it here, this very narrow bar here. Looks like it's ready to bust through this area, which would probably send the market lower. TLT, right back in the middle of this range after gapping down out of it. I think the market's waiting to see what actually happens when this bond program starts on the 9th. Dixie, okay. So we had this big drop last Wednesday, tried to go lower, couldn't, tried to go lower, couldn't. Now starting to reverse a little bit, probably gets up to the 8. And then we'll have to see if it rolls back over, if we can get back up into this area. DRAM, starting to roll back over. There's the counter trend rally. Basing a little bit, looked like it might start to do that. And now it's rolling over. Mags is actually holding okay. SMH though, rolling over. IGV holding in there, barely. KRE, if I had to guess, I would say the next move is down in KRE, breaking maybe down through here. Although XLF is holding up great. This is what you want to see for sure. XHB is just a train wreck. I mean, I don't even know why I have lines on here anymore. It's just so ridiculous the way this thing's been acting. What is that? Is that the all-time high VWAP? Where the hell is that VWAP from? What is that? That's not VWAP. This is the 200. I'm like, that's the 200, right? Where's that VWAP from? Yeah, okay. It's just a mess. Oil, taking a little bit of a breather today. Not much. What else? Gold, not slowing down at all. Just keeps going now at the all-time high VWAP. That's impressive. When it was down here, I would have said there's no way it's getting back up here, and certainly not that fast. And gold miners have just been on a tear. Silver, though, not really participating as much. XLV holding pretty good. We're going to see a couple names I'm going to add to the daily setups that are in this space. XBI, that's a beautiful pullback right there. I mean, seriously, you gap up here and you slide back down into there. You flush a little bit off the 8 and reverse on top of support. I mean, if you're going to buy XBI, that's a great entry right there. TAN, solar space is hot death right now. Hot death. Bitcoin just tagged the underside of the all-time high VWAP from back here. So, I mean, this is a pretty good base right here if you're going to take a shot at it. I'd like maybe 1 or 2 more days for the 8 to catch up. But, I mean, this is quite the move. This feels so mechanical to me. Like, I don't know, like someone was covering something. I don't know. It's just weird that it, or some news is coming or something. I don't know. This is a very strange move, though. What else? Pot. I mean, I put this out on Twitter. I think I put it in the, I did put it in the trading room. I look at Cron. This is crazy. I'm saying this about a pot stock. Look at this big base, double bottom, this rounding base, breaking a long-term trend line from all the way back in March of 2019. And at 52-week highs today. Pot. So is something going to happen here in the pot space? Maybe. All right. So if we go over here, I mentioned in the trading room earlier today that SpaceX, I should have put SpaceX on the daily setups because of this, the way it looks right here. I actually started a position in SPX today. I started right around here. So I'm a little bit underwater, but it's hopefully something I'm going to accumulate. I'm going to probably give it to the lows of yesterday or Friday or here before I would stop out on that initial piece. But I think it needs to go over to the green list. I think it can still go out of this range for sure. I mean, assuming the market doesn't implode. I think that's still a pretty tight spot right there. And think about it. If we do break this, we're breaking the initial downtrend. We're going to be pretty close to breaking the VWAP. And if it can get back above this shelf here, I think it can really go. Amazon. All right. So, you know, Amazon had that gap up on earnings, followed through, and it just kind of pulled back very slowly here. But I think it's in a spot, this little spot right here, where it's good risk reward, break above this area. So that's going on to the daily setups. mRNA, right? So there was the big move last week. Now it's tight. There's your bar. I mean, it would be better if the 8 was closer, only because it may need to digest a little bit more. Might actually do a little fake out dip down to the 8, but I think that's a good spot to try if you want to get in on that. That's going over. What was on the list? Bros, which gapped up, but it went. So that goes over to the active list. Now, still think it looks good here. It's 3-bar pattern, very tight. Post earnings, that stays. Oscar keeps trying. Tried here, got knocked down. Tried today, got knocked down. It's going to go eventually, I hope. So I'm going to keep it here. SanDisk, nope. That goes away. What we had on the considerations list was Palantir, which flushed down here in the morning and then moved back up. I actually bought back 1/5 of my position, about 5 points lower than I sold it on Friday. I'll give that until the low of today. If it breaks below there, I'll sell that and I'll keep the other 2/5. But I think it actually looks better. I think it looks more, that flush is, I like that flush. I would have liked if it had been a little bit higher up in this range, but I'm going to put it back on the green setups. Oracle. I mean, Oracle is at a spot where it's going to move. It's going to move hard one way or the other, I think. The only question is which way. So I'm going to keep here on the considerations. QS, choppy. I feel like it's the same thing. Looks like Oracle has that run up here, pulling back. Is it going to continue the run? Very coin flippy. So considerations, ASTS, what a dog. Breaking down lows of the day. Sucks. So that goes away. And then on the active list was Dash, boom, continues to be active. Path, God dang, this thing, I said in the trading room, someone just buy this company and let's get this over with. I mean, this looks so ready to break. It just might not until we get to earnings, which I think are, well, they're not till September 3rd. Interesting. Still active. Netflix, guess where that's going? Back to the daily setups. Tesla, the ugly bar today. Still technically active, though. I mean, if you're trading this, you probably wanted to trim, but it is still technically active. So I'm going to keep it there. And then Micron obviously goes off the list. So still got a decent amount of names on here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. I'm surprised there's this many names on here with this junky of a market, but let's see if maybe we can get some overnight news, something good, and break this. I mean, we're right at the 50. We don't want to start running away from the 50 very aggressively, or we could, the Leopold low could be back in place. I mean, we are still, let's just model this out here real quick. So where are we at? We are now, so we got close to the, I guess we didn't get close. So there's the 50% level, right? And we bounced right at the 38 tooth. So this is where we really need to get going. We really need to push up here if we have any expectation that this move is going to continue. Otherwise, if we start drifting down here, get close to the 50, that makes the chances that we reverse and go higher much lower. I mean, I do like that we kind of filled this today, but it's a very low volume environment, very choppy. The algorithms have a lot of advantage in this sort of market. So it's still it's still not a heavy risk on market for sure. I think it's moderate risk right now, but only in certain names that are working. So if you look at the, if you go over and look at the, where are they? Let's see. If you look at the, where are they? High beta Momo names. I mean, these things are just getting thrashed. I mean, look at these charts. I mean, these things are just continuing to get smashed. I mean, the wreckage in that area is not over by a long shot. And that's tough. That makes it even just tougher in the market. So, all right. If you're not in the trading room yet, get in there. If you get in there, I probably won't see you there tonight, but see you in the morning. Bye.